The New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs welcomes you to this discussion with Susan Collins, the Nurse Educator and Learning Management Administrator at the Veterans Memorial Home at Paramus. Today she talks about the improvements in learning management and how advances in the process have trickled down to the residents that call Paramus home. Good morning, Ms. Collins. Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, what is learning management?
Well, we have a staff of over 400, and the state mandates that every month there's annual trainings or in-services that we have to do, such as residents' rights, abuse and neglect, infection control, right? So every month there's a different in-service that we have to present, and then the staff comes in, and then they do the in-service for it. That's part of it. And then also, too, if the state mandates, such as, last year, they mandated that all the staff employees had to have training on the LGBTQ community. Human trafficking was also another one that they just mandated. If the nurses feel that maybe there's a specific in-service that they would like, such as, maybe hospice or IV certification, then we can do that for it. So we not only do classes here in the classroom, but also, too, I can go on to the units. If there's maybe something specific as far as like Foley care, we can actually go on to the nursing units and then in-service the nurses there for it. I'm also a CPR instructor, so that we make sure that our nursing staff is CPR certified.
So with the rollout of a lot of new software across the homes, how is that affecting learning management directly? Are there new softwares? I believe there's a new e-learning process as well, correct? Correct. It's called Healthcare Academy and that's fairly like within the last couple of months. So going forward, as of January, we're using it now, but as of January, all the in-services that I gave here in the class will be online, will be an e-learning experience. So we're going to set up computers here because not everybody has access, to a computer in their job. So that if they have a few moments, they can come here and they can do some of their e-learnings here. Can you talk about some of the benefits of e-learning or computer-based training?
I think that it would be more, thorough, for lack of a better term, for it. Because this way, too, when I do the in-services here, they're usually 30 minutes. I try not to do it any longer than 30 minutes. So, you always condense things and you keep it down to 30 minutes. Some of these e-learnings they might be 30 minutes, they might be an hour, and you can do it at your own pace because, some people are speed readers. Some people may take a little bit longer to read it and comprehend. And then there's usually a post-test at the end. So then that, then depending upon the module, either they have to score a complete 100%, or maybe as long as they get 80%, they've still passed as far as the module for it.
So most important and ultimately, how does this affect the residents that call the memorial home home?
Well, the more that we can train our staff to make sure that they're up to date with new techniques or new equipment. And this is one of my core beliefs. The better I can train that staff, the better care and quality of care we can provide for our residents, to make sure that everyone is doing it the proper way for it. How did the developments in e-learning contribute to the home's 5-star rating? Well, we are 5-star, and we want to maintain it. So again, as much as we can do training and proper in-servicing, then we can maintain, because we're also counted as far as quality of care, staffing-wise. There are different categories that reach us to our 5-star for it. So again, the better care that we can provide our residents, that's what we want. So is there anything personally that you would like to add, or that you see this e-learning process has helped improve, and maybe what you're looking for the future as well? I guess, for me personally, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for the veterans. My brother served in the Army, my father was Navy, and, I don't think that there's anything that's not not too good for them. And I always tell my classes here that it is now our turn. Our veterans have sacrificed for us for it. They've served for us. They sacrificed for us, and now it is our turn to make sure that they are provided the care that they need. Because this is their home. This is not just a job. This is their home. So we have to make sure that they feel comfortable and that they have as far as what they need for it. So, and anything I can do as far as educator to provide that to the staff so that it trickles down to as far as our residents, that's what I will do. I'm always asking the nurses too, and also other staff members, if there's anything in particular, any type of in-service that you would like to see or have, you feel that it would benefit your job, let me know. Let me know and we can put something together and that we can help you out with it.
Before we go today, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What brought you to the home at Paramus? Perhaps a little bit about your background in the medical field and things like that.
Originally from Bergen County, Hasbrook Heights, which is maybe 10-15 minutes or so from here for it. I went to, I had my bachelor's in nursing. I went to William Patterson, got my 4-year degree for it. From there, the majority of my career was over at Hackensack Hospital. 37 years of critical care nursing. So I've done OR, ER, cardiac cath lab, which was like 11 years, CCU, intensive care, a burn unit. So I've had quite an extensive background for it. I retired in 21. I have arthritis in the knees. Got to be too much as far as standing, because you do 12-hour shifts for it, so it was too much. So I retired, and I was retired for a few months, and then I really missed the bedside. So from there, I became a PCT instructor for the patient care technicians. I was there for a couple of months, and then this opportunity came along for it. So, and I truly love it, truly love it.
That was Susan Collins, the nurse educator and learning management administrator at the Veterans Memorial Home at Paramus. The New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs Public Affairs Office and the Veterans Memorial Home at Paramus would both like to thank you for tuning in to this episode about learning management.